If you've been told that your labs are normal, but you still feel exhausted, foggy, or you're barely functioning, it's not all in your head. In today's episode, I want to explain why this happens and why your symptoms might finally start to make sense when we look deeper. So let's be honest, there is nothing more frustrating than leaving a doctor's office with clean lab results and no answers. You're told everything is fine, but you're still dealing with all of the brain fog, the broken sleep, the fatigue that doesn't lift, and anxiety that seems to come out of nowhere. And it messes with your head, and you start to wonder, is it all in my head? Am I just not trying hard enough? No, what is happening is absolutely real. It's just that standard blood work often isn't designed to catch what's going on beneath the surface. So traditional labs are great at diagnosing diseases. They look for big red flags like diabetes, thyroid disease, even kidney problems. But they don't always pick up on the early signs of imbalance. So things like nutrient deficiencies, stress hormone patterns, or mitochondrial dysfunction, things that are draining your energy so long before something shows up as abnormal, can get missed. And that's why so many people in my practice come in after months or years of being dismissed. They've tried eating healthy, they've taken the supplements, they're sleeping more, and nothing is working. But the problem isn't that they haven't tried hard enough, it's that they haven't been given the right map. And that's where functional lab testing comes in. When we stop asking only what looks off and start asking why you feel the way that you do, that's when things start to make sense. So what is getting missed when your labs come back normal? Let's talk through some of the most common things that I see in people who feel exhausted, anxious, or burnt out, even with clean labs. First up is stress. So your nervous system might be running on high alert around the clock. And cortisol, which is one of your major stress hormones, is supposed to rise in the morning and fall at night. But if you're living in chronic survival mode, that rhythm gets flipped or disrupted. So you feel wired at night, you're tired, you're groggy in the morning, and then you're overstimulated by even the smallest stressors. And this doesn't always show up on a basic blood panel, but when we test your diurnal cortisol rhythm with a salivary or a dried urine test, that's when the imbalance really starts to show. Nutrient deficiencies can also be pretty common. So you can eat a beautiful diet and still be depleted. Things like chronic stress, gut issues, and even hormone changes can increase your body's demand for things like B vitamins, magnesium, even amino acids. But most routine labs don't look at functional nutrient status. They only flag a major deficiency. So advanced tests like organic acid testing or intracellular nutrient panels can show how well your body is actually using nutrients. And this explains why some people feel so run down even though they're eating healthy. Gut imbalances and inflammation can also play a massive role in how you feel mentally, physically, and emotionally. But again, basic labs usually miss subtle signs of things like dysbiosis, leaky gut, even chronic low-grade inflammation. So in these circumstances, functional stool testing like a GI map or GI effects can pick up on bacterial imbalances, yeast overgrowth, even digestive enzyme function and inflammation, which all can affect your energy, how you digest your food, brain fog, even immunity. Then we also have hormones. So even when your hormone levels are technically in range, they may be spiking or dropping at the wrong times. For example, progesterone might be low in the second half of your cycle, which can increase anxiety and sleep issues. But a snapshot lab that's taken one time at one day at 1 hour can miss that. And that's why hormone testing over time, like Dutch testing, can give a clearer picture than one single blood draw. And lastly, we have environmental or toxic exposures. So things like mold, heavy metals, plastics, and even other hidden stressors can build up in the body. And again, basic labs do not flag these unless they've already caused very serious damage. So if you've been exposed to water damage, if you've lived in old buildings or had a high toxin load for years, these are definitely worth exploring. In short, you can feel terrible even when your labs look fine. And that doesn't mean that nothing's wrong, it just means that the wrong lens is being used. So When should you consider functional testing? If you've been exhausted, if you are constantly anxious, you're foggy, or you're stuck in a survival loop for months or even years, and no one's given you a real explanation, it's probably time to look deeper. Especially if you've been told that everything is fine more than once, or you've tried lifestyle changes, but things aren't sticking, or you're not seeing a change. Maybe you're having symptoms in multiple areas like sleep, digestion, hormones, mood. Maybe your hair is thinning, or your skin is breaking out in hives, or you're having a lot of inflammation. You just have this gut feeling that something's being missed. And that doesn't mean that you have to go all in tomorrow, but it does mean that your body deserves more than a generic answer or another round of guesswork. So things that you can do while you're waiting for support, if that functional testing isn't within reach right away, or if you're still looking for the right provider, can include tracking patterns. So write down how your energy, mood, digestion, and sleep change day to day. Try to notice what makes you crash, what helps even if it's just a little. And over time, this is going to give you clues that your labs couldn't. You can also work on supporting your nervous system. So even a few minutes a day of gentle breathing, of EFT tapping, of grounding or stillness can lower the volume on your stress chemistry. And as we talk about a lot on our channel and on our blog, stress breeds inflammation, which leads to disease. So you do not need a big routine to reduce stress and to support your nervous system, just consistent signals of safety every day. Also, stabilizing your blood sugar. And this one often gets overlooked because we are in a very busy world these days, but it is huge. So balanced meals with protein, healthy fats, and slow carbs throughout your day are going to help regulate cortisol and reduce fatigue. So no more skipping meals, no more starting the day with just coffee. Your HPA axis and nervous system will thank you. Also protecting your rest, so creating a calming nighttime routine. Try dimming the lights, putting the phone away, and just breathing slowly for a few minutes before you fall asleep. And even if sleep doesn't come easy, your body will start to learn the rhythm of rest and still start to reduce those stress hormones. And these are not fixes, but they are good foundations. And sometimes that's all your body needs to begin shifting out of that survival mode. So if you've been living in mystery and you are constantly being told everything looks fine on paper, but you still know that deep down something's off, you're not imagining it. You are just missing the full picture. And that is what we help you uncover. So at our clinic, we use functional lab testing to identify the things that standard labs often miss. So things like nutrient depletion, cortisol rhythm imbalances, detox challenges, and hidden stressors. And then we build a plan that works with your body, one step at a time with no shame and no pushing. So if you're not ready for one-on-one care, you can always start with our nervous system healing code program. And inside of that, we walk you through regulating your stress response, rebuilding energy from the inside out, using food, rhythm, and somatic tools to support your healing journey, and help you learn how to finally trust your body again, even when labs don't explain what you feel. Because you deserve answers that make sense and a healing plan that honors your lived experience. So if you are ready, you can join the program today or schedule a one-on-one consultation. All of the links will be below this episode.